Hey, it's Don Thornton. We're going to continue my uh, reminiscing about my mission in Finland. I was there from 1985 until 1987. Last episode, I went through and talked about the last month or so that I was in Pori, which is down here in the southwest corner of Finland. And the mission president decided to transfer me all the way over to the other side of the country on the Russian border, although it was the Soviet Union at the time, and a town called Imatra. If you can see here on the bottom, right there, right by the lake here in the bottom right-hand corner, Ladoshkoye Ozera, you can see Imatra. So that was kind of cool for me to be on the border of the evil empire, And so here's a postcard of Imatra. Imatra is famous for these rapids that would come down, just outside of town. And that was kind of a cool place. I never got to see them, unfortunately, because for whatever reason, it was just too. I got there in the fall, and they turned them off. They only had them on during the summer, so I missed it by about a week or so, unfortunately, and never got to see it because then it got really cold. That was a cold month. I'll get into that later, but that winter was cold. So anyway, I got Imatra was a town, for missionaries. It was virgin territory because they didn't have any missionaries there, because there was no church there. The nearest church was about 50, 60 miles away in Lappeenranta. And so I was a district leader, which meant that I was basically responsible for two other companionships in Lappeenranta, and then me and my companion. And my companion was a new. Well, he was been around for a while. His name was Elder Hakala. Now you would think that Hakala is a Finnish name, which it is, but he was not actually a native Finn. He was like my companion in Helsinki. He had Finnish heritage, but he kept his father's name was Hakala, and I guess his grandfather or great grandfather came over from Finland, and his name was Hakala, and of course it just transferred from son to son. So he was an American, but he had a Finnish last name. He was a trip. Elder Hakala was great. He was quite the he was like a MacGyver. In fact, I mean, he was MacGyver. He was our district's MacGyver before MacGyver what came on TV. But we lived in this small apartment that was owned by a member of the branch or congregation. In Lappeenranta, but she made it available for the missionaries, and so we lived there. It was just basically a studio. You had the bed. You had just one open area. So we had our two beds. We had the kitchen table. We had a very, very small kitchen. Just you could barely turn around to change your mind. It was that small. But it was, of course, and a bathroom, of course. But that was it. But I mean, what do we care? We were missionaries. But it had a TV, right? But it didn't work. And again, in mission rules, you were not supposed to have a TV. So I was obviously I had been 18 months into my mission already, so I didn't care or whatever. But God, Hakala was something else. I mean, you got a weird companion when he brings tools with him on his mission. I mean, he had his own satchel of tools. So I don't know if you know this or not about missionaries, but about how missions work. But generally, you have one day out of the week where you don't have to go out and work and do missionary work. It's called a P day or a prep day. That's when you get your you wash your clothes and go shopping or whatever and do stuff you need to do. Well, he decided, writing letters also is a big thing because you're not really supposed to write your letters, during the week. You're supposed to be focused on the Lord's work, and you do write your letters on the week, not the weekend, but the P day. And our Saturday was P day for us. So anyway, make a long story short, he decided he was going to do a little experimentation with that TV. So I'm over, on the on my bed, and I've got my back to her, and I'm writing letters and everything, and then all of a sudden I hear the TV comes on. That guy he fixed the TV and he looks at me with this big old smile and says, "We got TV." I said, "Turn it down," because the other person, the Mormon, what do you call it, the member, was next door. It was her apartment, so we had to be careful. But whew, I tell you, that was fun. We got the TV, so we were able to watch the Cosby Show and different things like that. And like by this time, I wasn't going to be a stickler and say, no, you must turn that off. I said, look, okay. I said we do our work, but if we get home and we want to watch a little TV, we'll watch a little TV. So it was whatever. I was a bad person. I'm a horrible person. Sorry, but that wasn't the only thing that he was um, famous for. I mean, he we knew some sister missionaries that were a couple of towns over, and so we decided to play a practical joke on them. And so what he said he could do was he could do a package, where when you open it up, those I don't know what you call them, but the party poppers, I guess, when you can just like pull them and then the confetti comes out and it makes a big pop or whatever. So he decided he wanted to send a party popper bomb through the mail to the sister missionaries, and so he did that, and it worked, and they got all like, "Oh my gosh, how could you do that to us?" or whatever. But I think they kind of liked it too. They liked the attention, so we were just laughing about it, and so he decided he wanted to take it a step further. So he wanted to develop a water bomb to be sent by Finnish mail from Imatra to wherever they were, and I forget where they were. But one of the sister missionaries was famous as a celebrity because at the time she was engaged to the BYU quarterback, and that's a big deal in Mormon community, especially back then. Now BYU sucks. I mean the football team's terrible. It's been terrible for a decade, at least a couple decades. But back in the mid '80s, they were good. They actually won the national championship. I think it was in '85 or maybe '84 or '3, whatever it was. Anyway, so they were still pretty good. And I cannot for the life of me remember what the guy's name was, the quarterback. But Sister Holt was, oh, this guy's this quarter, he's that's her fiance. And so it was, but she's really cute as a button, blonde, little blonde, blue eyed, and nice, funny, nice person. Loved her. She was great. Anyway, so we decided to do that, and I let the evil genius Elder Hakala do his work, and he sent it off to her. And then we get a call about 3 days later, and she said, "What are you doing to us?" I go, "What do you mean?" She goes, "The postmen, they wouldn't deliver the package. So we had to go to the post office to get it, and the package is dripping wet. Why are you sending us a wet package?" And we laughed. And apparently what happened was that the balloon or whatever the rubber hose or whatever it was, I don't know. I have no intention of trying to, understand what he did and how he did it. But anyway, he said, I guess it burst. I said, yeah, I guess it did. So, that was the end of the bombing, because we decided that, oh, but it was interesting because I had a girlfriend. She wasn't really an official girlfriend because I met her in the missionary training center. She was from Nebraska, where my family was living at the time, and I had met her briefly before. Then I met her at the missionary training center before she went off to her mission in California, and I went to Finland, and we started to write, and a kind of a romance started developing through the mail. And so I decided to prank her too, and we did we wanted to do the party popper bomb all the way from Finland to California, and it turned out that the federal government seized it and took it out to a place and exploded the bomb. So we got freaked out by that. So we just said, you know what, we're done with the bombs. That's it. And looking back on it, was probably stupid, but we're dumb. We're young and dumb. What can I say? But I don't want you to think, those of you who are members of the church, and that are, maybe looking upon me askance, that I'm talking about my mission times, and I'm not saying anything about doing the Lord's work or whatever. We worked hard. We worked hard. We were out there attracting. We were trying to find people that were interested in the church, but we also had fun, and I don't see anything wrong with that because, you got to have fun no matter what you do. Otherwise, it's just a very gray and dull existence if you can't have fun with whatever you're at and whatever you're doing. So we had a lot of fun. So I loved Hakala. Hakala was awesome. So unfortunately, I only got him for a month, and then he got transferred. But honestly, if I thought Hakala was fun, the group of guys that we got after that, who were with me until I left my mission, they were awesome, and they really helped me out a lot during a dark time that was coming to me, emotionally speaking. But that's the next video. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and thanks.